Good morning, children. Let us go to the next part. So, do particles smaller than atoms exist? Yes. Though atomic theory existed for almost 100 years, several scientists were experimenting. They were carrying out numerous experiments to find out whether atom can be further subdivided, whether there are particles inside the atom. Yes. So certain experimental observations were made by scientists, yes, towards the end of this 18th century and the beginning of the 19th century, and that established that atoms can be divided into subatomic particles. Yes. So though Dalton's theory, which was based on logical thinking, could explain certain laws, it failed to explain certain observations. Yes, it couldn't give answer to the results of many experiments. Yes, for example, when you rub an inflated balloon on dry hair, yes, rub it for some time, and you have learned about it, right? You have learned static electricity last year, is it not? So what happens when we rub an inflated balloon onto a dry hair for some time? Due to friction, what happens? Electrification occurs. Yes, hair transfers electrons towards the balloon, so hair becomes positively charged and the balloon becomes negatively charged. We have learned that. Yes, it is due to the static charge developed, yes, at the portion where it is getting rubbed. What happens? There is transfer of electrons from one material to the other. Yes, and if you place that rubbed balloon onto the wall, we can find that it sticks to the wall. Why? Because due to friction, what happens when we rub two materials? When we rub hair and the balloon together, what happened? The hair transferred electrons towards the balloon, so hair gets positive charge and balloon gets negative charge. So we know that charged substance can attract other uncharged bodies or bodies of opposite charge. So when we place it on the wall, it sticks to the wall. Yes, what is the reason for that? It's due to the static charge developed, electrification occurring there. Yes, we have learned that chapter in detail in physics, right? So coming to the next example, we have learned when we rub a comb onto a dry hair, and if you bring that comb near the small bits of paper which are uncharged, what do you observe? The paper bits gets attracted towards the comb. Again, it is due to static charge, yes, developed there. Yes, so the comb develops a negative charge because there's transfer of electrons from our hair to the comb, so hair becomes positively charged. The portion where we rub is hair becomes positively charged, and the comb attains negative charge because there is transfer of electrons from the hair to the comb. Yes, as you can see in the picture, after rubbing the comb on a dry hair, the comb develops a static negative charge. It's a plastic comb, right? So we know that the charge remains static there, is it not? So these are some examples to prove that atoms has some subatomic particles in it. Yes, so this could not be explained by Dalton's atomic theory. We know that his theory is just based on his logical thinking. It didn't have any experimental observation, or it didn't have any scientific evidence to prove, right? He just proposed a theory. So several scientists were working on it, and they carried out numerous experiments. Yes, and the observations and the results of those experiments were contradictory to that of atomic theory. So we'll be learning about the scientists and their findings in the next part.